All right, everyone to your places.
We're ready in here, sir.
How are we in the studio?
Stand by, sir. Hit the lights.
Yes, sir. Striking.
Quiet on the set, please. We're on in 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
Buenas noches, Mr. Nolan. I'm Daniel Pineda.
And my name's Adele Quo.
And here we go with our Easter show for 2017. We hope you're having a safe and enjoyable Easter break week with all the school kids out of school.
And enjoying the weather.
And enjoying the weather. The weather's been
yes.
great.
Yeah, it's been great.
But we got our special stuff going on.
Yes.
On our Easter show, News and Community Bulletin Board, Adele Quo is here with...
It's easy being green.
Indeed it is, our CBB file. A roll in our tour, News for Seniors, and then Miriam Gennari and another installment of her Sustainable Scoop. And that's our show this Easter 2017. But before we begin, a social media reminder from my partner here.
Absolutely, Mr. Nolan. You can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News. And Adele has it right, the number 1. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. Craig, to the news.
I forgot the one. Here we go with the news now. Well, the Washington Business Journal will soon move their headquarters from 1555 Wilson Boulevard to 1100 Wilson Boulevard, a smaller space just down the street. This practice is called densification. The new space is about 3,000 square feet less than the one that they are now occupying. The move will accommodate modern workplace practices such as greater collaboration and open work areas, and will also make way for the Western Roslyn Area Redevelopment Plan. The Arlington County Civic Federation honored county residents on April 7th at the Arlington Civic Association Federation's 101st anniversary dinner. Jim Pebley was included into the Order of Distinguished Meritorious Service. He is a former Navy pilot and current engineering manager who has participated in several county government commissions and other local nonprofits. Stephanie Pryor was awarded the Sun Gazette Cup. She works as the architect of the Capitol's office and is known for her civic association and work and involvement in Columbia Pike. Daniel.
Well, Craig, also at the anniversary dinners, certificates of appreciation for service to community were presented to County Board Chairman Jay Fissette. Friends of Aurora Highlands Park, Adam Henderson, Dennis Darity, Luis Contz, and Thomas O'Day. These 3 people received awards for service to the Federation: Suzanne Sundberg, Jesse Boding, and Duke Banks. You can learn more about the Civic Federation on their website. That's www.civfed.org. Correct.
Some news now on Jupiter. Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system, made its closest approach to planet Earth on Friday, April 7th. It was visible at sunset just a little after 7:30 p.m. when the sun was in the opposite position in the sky from where Jupiter normally sits. Without any aid, watchers could see the planet, but with binoculars or a telescope, some of its largest moons were also available. So that's good news for you sky watchers. Daniel.
And Craig, on a serious note, police are looking for 2 men who pulled a gun on an employee at a store near Clarendon. Police were called to the 3400 block of Washington Boulevard at around 9:07 p.m. on April the 8th to a report of a robbery, according to Arlington County Police Department. The suspects then fled the scene on foot with an undisclosed amount of cash and valuables. The first suspect is described as a light-skinned black male, approximately 6 feet tall. He was wearing a black jacket, gloves, and a black mask. The second suspect is described as a male, approximately 5'8" to 5'9" feet tall. He was wearing a black winter jacket, gloves, and a black mask. Northern Virginia businessman dies at 100. Craig.
And also another sad note in the news, a well-known sportsman and businessman Randy Rouse died this past Friday. A longtime Arlington resident, Mr. Rouse was a Washington Lee High School graduate and began his real estate career here in 1947. He was said to entertain visitors at his 10-acre Arlington estate. the Fabre Lothrop House, which is located on the corner of Wilson Boulevard and North McKinley, and he would often play tunes on his saxophone. Mr. Rouse was 100. And we'll be back with our CBB Community Bulletin Board file right after we hear from Adele Quo and
It's easy being green.
Indeed it is. Here's
All
Easter
right.
Adele.
Well,
Adele.
thank you.
Nice
Yes,
ears. I like
Easter
your
Bunny
ears.
here.
The bunny's here.
Apologies in advance for butchering Dr. Seuss's famous lyrics. But Daniel, do you like green eggs and ham? Try them and you will see. Joe Tree Frog and I will not let you be until you try some green eggs and ham this Easter. Happy April Fools. Daniel's off the hook for trying green eggs and ham. Let's review 5 super easy ways to green up your Easter holiday and be more healthy and planet-friendly. Your eco-friendly Easter offers the opportunity to switch from disposable and unfriendly environmental practices to celebrating sustainability. First, dye your Easter eggs naturally using spices, fruits, and veggies. Boil your eggs in water, vinegar, and natural dyes such as red beets, black coffee, yellow turmeric, spinach, grape juice, and blueberries. Recipes can be found on the internet or type in a search for Real Simple's homemade Easter egg dye recipes. Number 2, make your own basket from leftover fabrics, silk, velvet, or old clothes instead of buying a plastic one. And number 3, forget the plastic grass. To reduce your carbon footprint, use shredded recycled paper that you can use again later for packing material, or, you guessed it, Daniel.
Yes, compost.
Number 4, reach for the organic chocolate made with cocoa beans that haven't been sprayed with pesticides. Or even better, select fair trade chocolate because regular chocolate production is notorious for child slave labor, whereas fair trade chocolate guarantees fair pay and better quality of life for the cocoa and sugar farmers who help grow the ingredients to make this delicious treat. And number 5, my favorite, instead of an Easter basket, try giving Easter plants since it's a great time of year to garden. Check your local nursery or stores for seeds or seedlings to prepare a homemade herb garden or other reusable plant gift. Or from Southern Living, we can try eggshells that act as little herb pots. You can fill the eggshells with small sprigs of thyme, add leaf lettuce mixed with chives, which produce beautiful spring blooms for a delightful Easter basket containing edible greenery. Remember, it's easy being green, celebrating an eco-friendly Easter.
Nice.
Nice.
Eco-friendly Easter with those big pink ears down there. I like it, Adele.
I like number 3, compost.
The Easter Bunny is with us. Thanks, Adele. We appreciate it. As promised now, here we go with our CBB Community Bulletin Board file. Well, if you know of a business or a person based in Ballston who is helping to improve the area's stature, then consider nominating them for the first Best of Ballston Awards. This new competition, hosted by Ballston Business Improvement District, will focus on 3 areas: property managers, property brokers, and product or service innovators. Nominations are open until May 1st. The awards ceremony will be held on June 21st at Westin Arlington Gateway Hotel. You can visit ballstonbid.com/annual meeting Best Ballston Awards to learn more about it and make your own nominations. Daniel.
Well, Craig, Arlington Arts Center is hosting an R-rated fundraising bash. However, the R isn't for adult themes. It's for art, including the beverage artistry. At the annual Rated Art Festival on Saturday, April the 29th, you can savor food from the area's best restaurants and drinks, especially cocktails, Adele, from most creative mixologists, and feast your eyes on displays from some of Arlington's best artists. Other attractions will include a runway fashion show, auctions, and you guessed it, a raffle. Visit the website at arlingtonartscenter.org for details and to buy tickets. General admission is $75. Craig.
All right, Daniel, also in our CBB file, well, the nonprofit group In Christie's Shoes will hold its annual Virginia fundraiser, the Virginia Soul Celebration, coming up this month. The proceeds will support organizations that help women in need, including those addressing homelessness, unemployment, abuse, and cancer. In Christie's Shoes is named after Christy Levy Peters, a young woman who lost her battle with brain cancer but won the hearts of many with her passion for life and for volunteering. Her twin sister helped create the nonprofit in her honor. This event will be held on Sunday, April 23rd from 4 to 7 in the afternoon at Clarendon Ballroom. ABC 7 News Channel 8 anchor Julie Wright will be the MC. You can visit their website, www.inchristyshoes.org, and then click on events to register, ask questions, and learn more about it. Daniel.
Such an important event, Craig. Well, the library will host an accomplished author for its Arlington Read series. The featured speaker will be novelist, short story writer, and Pulitzer Prize winner Elizabeth Strout. She is well known for writing Olive Kitteridge. The award-winning book was developed into a miniseries that won several Emmy Awards. Strout will discuss why she believes readers can find the truest things in good fiction, while gaining compassion through understanding the experience of others. The event will be in the Central Library's auditorium. That's on Thursday, April the 20th at 7 p.m. Craig.
And more information now on our CBB file for you bikers and Earth Day celebrants. You can celebrate Earth Day by enjoying spring weather and getting in a bit of exercise as well. The Central Library's Celebrate Earth Day on your bike will be held Saturday, April 22nd, from 9:30 to 11:30 in the morning. All ages of bike lovers will be at the event to bike with others, get bike tune-ups, and learn more about biking. The groups attending include Bike Arlington, Capital Bike Share, Car Free Diet, Fresh Bikes, and Nova BMX. Is that our CBB file? It is our CBB file. We'll be back with our news for seniors right after a roll-in and some information on clouds.
The Rolling Stones once sang the song, "Get Off My Cloud," but you shouldn't take it personally. There are plenty of clouds to go around, and I'm going to introduce you to one of them right now. This is cumulus. Cumulus is easy to identify because it's the bright, fluffy cloud seen so often in children's drawings. It can be comprised of water droplets, supercooled water droplets, ice crystals, or some combination of any or all three. It's nothing for you to worry about as long as the water stays up in the sky, but sometimes it doesn't. There are a few kinds of cumulus clouds. Cumulus clouds are usually a sign of fair weather. They have a flat bottom and a puffy top. Cumulus mediocris clouds are somewhat taller, and they may change and grow into other forms, such as cumulus congestus, which look more like towers. This is all well and good and fun to look at until they grow further. The next thing you know, they can turn into cumulonimbus clouds, which are considered the final growth stage. They're also known as thunderheads, and if that isn't a hint, I don't know what is. Cumulonimbus clouds can produce high winds, heavy rain, lightning, and tornadoes. I'll introduce you to some other clouds later. Meanwhile, keep your eye on the sky and get to know your cloud.
All right, thanks, Karen Aguilar, our sometimes resident weather expert, and some information all about clouds. Thank you, Karen. We appreciate it. Here we go as promised now, our News for Seniors file. Well, if you like to make some healthy changes to your diet, you can learn how healthy fats and plant proteins keep your body and your mind in good shape. Virginia Cooperative Extension experts demonstrate easy recipes and offer tasty samples with seeds and nuts and seeds. That's coming up Wednesday, April 19 from 11 to noon at Arlington Mill Senior Center. For more information and to reserve your spot, give them a call at 703-228-7369. Daniel.
Well, Craig, you can bring home a free spider plant. I know that's what you want. Spider plants, they're credited with packaging and air purifying punch-in doors. You can put yours in a terracotta pot, which is easily embellished. You can create your own with the help of Jeff Perlow. And he'll not only help you with the pot, but he'll provide the take-home air-purifying spider plant. It all takes place at Walter Reed Senior Center. That's on Wednesday, April the 19th from 1 to 2 p.m. Give them a call at 703-228-0955 with questions.
And that's not a bad deal. And you get the spider plant. He gives you the spider. Cool. Spider plants are really cool. They have
really
these little
deal.
pods that come off on a thing, tendril down there.
Terracotta pot.
Good news for spider plants. Okay, also in our News for Seniors file, on game night, you can play one of the many games available at Walter Reed, or you can bring your own favorite game to play. Don't worry about duplication. They get a good group of game players. They have a good group of game players there. So there are plenty of people and games to make it all happen. You can stop by the center specifically to play and socialize, but the game session is limited, so you can also stop by after work or while out running errands. It's a good way to relax. Game night is at Walter Reed on April 20 from 4 to 7 in the afternoon. If you have any questions or you'd like to reserve your spot, give them a call. Their number should be on your screen there. Walter Reed at 703-228-0955. Daniel.
Well, that is it for our seniors.
Sorry. Okay.
Now we go on
News
to
for
Miriam.
seniors. All right. Well, I ran out of paper here. We'll be back with bye-bye and sign-off right after we hear from Miriam Gennari and another installment of her Sustainable Scoop. Here's Miriam.
Hi, and welcome to another edition of the Sustainable Scoop. The United States is an affluent country. A lot of people look to us and think we have it all. You'd be surprised to know that many Americans still go to sleep hungry in this country. One individual who's doing her part in trying to make people eat healthier and lead happier lives is Pamela Hess. She's the Executive Director for the Center of Sustainable Food and Agriculture. Welcome.
That's right. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
That's a long name.
It is, and you even missed a word.
You do a lot there.
Yeah, Arcadia.
What we wanted to, oh, that's right, I left out Arcadia, which is the key word, of course, if they're going to search for you. Tell us a little bit about what Arcadia does.
Arcadia is a food-focused nonprofit. We work in 3 areas. We work in sustainable agriculture, so we're growing food and we're growing farmers. We build demand for that food by teaching little kids about it and introducing them to the miracle of agriculture on our farm. And then we make the food affordable and convenient and really desirable in neighborhoods that otherwise don't have access to it. They don't have a grocery store, they don't have a farmer's market. Most of the people don't have a lot of money, and we do that with mobile markets. So it's this complete circle that sort of feeds itself. We're growing food, growing demand, satisfying that demand, and then going back to the farm and growing more food.
And one of the critical things that you have is you have a lot of land to grow food on.
We do.
Where is that located?
We have brought an historic farm back to life. Actually, George Washington used to farm on this land. It's at Woodlawn Pope Leahy, which is a historic property not too far from Mount Vernon, and we used to be part of Mount Vernon. George gave the farm to his granddaughter as a gift about, 200 years ago, and we have brought back the tradition of farming on the property.
And this is the type of farming that you do there?
It's sustainable agriculture, so it's not certified organic, but we use all organic practices. If we have to apply some sort of organic chemical, it's always from the organic list. But typically, we issue that we are growing food the old-fashioned way. We are building soil fertility. We are growing plants that are naturally resistant to pests. We grow them in a way that makes them really healthy, so that they're drought tolerant. So it's as much a practice as what you put on, and that's sort of the definition of sustainable ag.
And there's real philanthropy here too, because you are reaching out to several different communities. I want to hit all 3 of them. The first that I find really fascinating is you're growing farmers from former veterans.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So the United States needs 700,000 new farmers over the next 20 years, or we're not going to be eating very much. That's because farmers are aging out of the profession. The military produces 200,000 veterans every year, so we thought, let's put these things together, because vets are about as tough as you need to be a farmer.
Right.
And we have found that there's a ton of vets that are just looking for this. They want to do something that is meaningful, that continues their public service, and that really exploits their ability to withstand difficult conditions and figure out nettlesome issues, which is all that farming is. Every day is different.
You know what? It's nice not to have to picture your life behind a desk, but out there making a difference is what veterans want to do.
Right. What they'll tell you now is that they are outdoor cats and they want to be outdoors.
And speaking of cats running around, let's think about children. Okay. And you said something about educating people to really appreciate food, but you really have to be raised in an environment where you understand where food comes from, and how can you appreciate the environment if you don't explore it?
I was lucky enough as a kid to have a mom who was really focused on our backyard garden, who would take me apple picking and berry picking, and we would only eat tomatoes in season. And you grow up with an appreciation for food that way. There's a lot of people that simply don't have access to that and don't have that skill set. So what we do is bring kids to the farm, introduce them to the tenets of sustainable agriculture. We get their hands dirty. They get the miracle of picking food as it's ripe and then making it and eating it. And children will eat raw turnips covered in dirt if they pick them out of the ground themselves. It's just a fact. So we want to expose kids to the same miracle that I was exposed to as a child. And I think it sets them up for a lifetime of really quality eating.
Well, and not all people have the opportunity to go to a grocery store or have a farmer's market near their home. So tell me about this wonderful mobile program that you're offering.
We have 2 mobile markets. They are rolling farm stands that supply a complete diet. The food tends to be a little less expensive than other farmers markets, and we accept and we double food stamps, so SNAP, WIC, and Senior Farmers Market nutrition vouchers. We also take cash. And we go to places where other farmers markets don't go because they can't make enough money. A farmer in this region needs to make about $1,000 per outing in order to make it worth their while to serve at a farmer's market. If we make $1,000 per outing, it's a pretty big day for us.
So in addition to all of these 3 programs, I mean, you're trying to grow, you're trying to build the opportunities in the community. So where does your money come from? How do you get funded?
We have a lot of philanthropic partners. One of the main ones for the mobile market particularly is the Bainham Family Foundation. They're very interested in public health, particularly in Washington, D.C.'s Ward 7 and 8, which are the poorest wards. We have partnerships with lots of funders for our veterans program, particularly Boeing and the Grace Communications Foundation and Northrop Grumman.
I'm guessing you want more funding, so tell me, how do people get in touch with you?
Go to www.arcadiafood.org/donate.
Okay, arcadiafood.org. Okay, excellent. And I just want to shout out to Pamela's mom. Great job. She's a lovely girl. I'm glad you fed and raised her right. I want to thank all of you for watching this edition of The Sustainable Scoop. I'm all done for now. I'll see you in a couple weeks. Back to the news desk.
All right, thanks, Miriam. Miriam Gennari talking
Miriam.
with Pamela Hess in another installment of her Sustainable Scoop. And, well, as you can see, we're Eastered up here. That's about a wrap for this Easter edition of the Arlington Weekly News. We thank you all for watching. We hope you're having a safe and enjoyable Easter with your family and friends.
Just a moment here.
What?
Just a moment.
What? Who are you? What are you
I'm
doing?
from the Internal Revenue Service.
Oh, come on.
But this,
I'm here to collect the taxes on your Easter income.
but this is 2017. We don't have to file until April of next year.
Not in the case of Easter baskets.
You got to be kidding me.
For Easter income, you have to make estimated payments.
I don't believe it. That's not right. Come on.
That's
exaggeration.
ridiculous.
No exaggeration.
That's silly.
That's ridiculous. Besides, the Easter Bunny is a fairy tale.
Now, come on.
How can you tax a fairy tale?
It's in the code.
Oh, come on.
Any
Ridiculous.
income not expressly excluded from taxation is considered to be taxable. The term fairy tale is not listed under exclusions. Therefore, it is taxable. You can look it up.
All right. Supposing it is taxable, that doesn't justify you coming all the way out here to collect it right in the middle of our news show. Come on.
Yeah.
What is that?
We assess the taxable value to be $1,000 per basket.
Oh, come on.
You got to be kidding. Look at these baskets. There can't be more than $5 worth here.
That's the fair market value.
Uh-huh.
However, for fairy tale income, we use fairy market value.
Of course you do.
Okay? It's worth its weight in gold and chocolate.
All right. I'm the lead anchor here. I'll handle this, and I'll take responsibility for all these baskets. Okay? All right.
I can allow that.
All right. Good. Fine. But before you go any further, let me introduce you to some of my dependents.
Bring on the rabbits! I'm late. Good evening, Mr. Dowd. Lenny.
next year.
Right. I can hardly wait.
That was some quick thinking. But tell me, are those really all your dependents?
April Fool.